Alrighty, y'all. Hello and welcome to another video where we're learning about a new sport today. It's always interesting. I just learned about Peso Palo Finnish baseball very recently that did really well and it was pretty fun. And this one is totally different. This is a sport. It's a Dutch sport from the Netherlands. I think they do it there and somewhat in Belgium as well. This is something called, bear with me here, Fierljeppen. Fierljeppen. Something like that. My pronunciation is certainly not perfect, but I'm trying. This was suggested to me very recently by email from Dirk. So thank you very much for that. I really appreciate different ideas like this, and we're going to dive right into it. So we're going to start out with this sport explained. Here we go.
He runs and runs and runs into the pole, climbing to the top, climbing up, climbing up. If you're wondering what this is, let me explain.
Whoa, that's big. Okay, so I was thinking right away when I saw the pole, I'm thinking pole vaulting, but this is actually not like pole vaulting. Pole vaulting, you hold the pole, it's way smaller, and then you mount it, right, and try and get over the other thing. I don't know what you call it.
To the top, climbing up, climbing up. If you're wondering what this is, let me explain. It all started years ago, in the Middle Ages. They used a wooden pole to cross the canals and also as a spear.
Ah, yeah, all the canals,
later,
right.
The farmers used it to cross the canals.
Look at that.
Here you can see them, two old men going across canals after that they thought, well, the country is good at it.
You know what? That looks kind of fun. That looks kind of fun. Did they just do this in day-to-day life on the farms? And they're like, you know what? We're going to turn this into a freaking sport.
Not make a sport of it. Here you can see the first ever championship.
Look at this.
First they used wooden poles, then aluminium poles, and now they use poles of carbon fiber.
Wow, they evolved. Now they use carbon fiber poles? I bet those are actually pretty light then, but of course they're strong. That's the beauty of carbon fiber. The wooden poles are probably heavy, right?
Anyways, today it looks like this. The guy or girls that leaps the furthest wins the game.
Wow, so they get a big running start. They jump right on this thing, and they got to make sure it goes forward, right? I'm thinking, like, when you jump on that, what if it falls back? That's going to be not a great scenario.
That is in a...
Yeah, what is on their foot? Excuse me for pausing. I really like to analyze stuff.
As you can see, they have something on their foot. That is an inner tube of a bicycle. That way they have more grip onto the pole.
Oh,
look at him climbing.
Gotcha.
Climbing up. Wow.
Look at that climb. Look at. Okay, now is this considered a good technique? Because this guy was able to climb while kind of he had the pole straight up and down. Now, of course, it's starting to fall forward, but it transitioned so slowly that it gave him time to climb all the way up, which I'm assuming that's what you want to do, so then you can get good distance on your landing.
He's at the top already. Look at that. Boom, big jump.
Wow. So then you have to, on the way down, you purposely dismount, correct? And you try to get as much distance, basically as close to the crowd as possible. Now, the landings look pretty harsh because, I mean, they're way up there, but I assume this is really, deep, soft sand. So it's probably not that bad, but it's still something you'd have to get used to. I'm assuming that was like a really good
girls practice this sport. Climbing up, boom, big jump again.
Damn.
I need you to do one thing for me. That is subscribing.
Okay, we're going to look at a lot more.
And the multitude of canals and waterways here has beget another sport, Fierljeppen, or canal jumping.
Fierljeppen. That's my best attempt.
Boschma is a board member at the Dutch Fierljeppen Association.
Look at that. Dude, how fascinating.
Fierljeppen is a very simple sport. Basically, a person pole vaults across the water, and the furthest jump wins.
Okay. I mean, how cool. How have I never seen this before? I'm assuming this obviously is more of a concentrated area, a very famous sport in a specific area, but it must not be worldwide famous. Kind of a shame. It's kind of cool. It looks like something that should be like, or could be in the Olympics, but as far as I know, it's not.
In the past,
I don't remember ever seeing
this. Then we moved to aluminium ones, but nowadays we use carbon poles. It's tough and stiff, but extremely light, so it falls slower.
Yeah.
The length of the pole has grown from 5 meters to 12.5 meters.
Wow.
And because of that, people are jumping further.
Dude, that's crazy. Again, this almost needs to be said for all sports, but let's just say the obvious. Of course, this looks fun. It also looks, or let me rephrase that. This sport for sure is harder than it looks. Again, these people know what they're doing. These are actual players in this sport that have been training for it. They make it look kind of easy, but it's not. I guarantee if I tried this right now, it would be horrible. I'd probably hurt myself really bad.
The record is over 21.5 meters.
Damn. And it all started
dates back to the 13th century.
in the farms.
Great feeling to win, to be the best, and register a jump you dream about. For us, this is the same as getting an Olympic
There's that inner tube or whatever material on their right foot.
medal. It may only be here in Greipskirch, but winning is the biggest accolade in this sport. You feel
Damn,
relief and
look
pride,
at that.
which keeps you
Ooh,
coming back.
that almost looked like an
The
awkward
31-year-old
landing.
is a scientific researcher and data analyst by trade, but has been competing in the sport for over 15 years.
But a canal
He's
jumper on the weekends.
garnered a reputation locally for his unusual vaulting style.
Wow.
It's a special technique, which places emphasis on the dismount. You
Yeah.
have to try and propel yourself as far as possible at the peak of the pole.
So you want to mount the pole after, a fast run up to it. You want to climb the pole, hopefully to the top. And then you want to, as it's falling down, you want to dismount in a way that, propels you off. You don't want to just jump straight down off of it like a dud, right? Like you want to go. And basically it's all about distance, right? I don't know exactly how it works with scoring. Like, is it just distance? Is it a combination of distance and, the amount you climbed up on the pole? Maybe we'll hear that, or maybe you can sort this out. This would be a great video for comments. Are you learning about this with me, or are you very familiar with this sport? Have you participated in it, or is this like of course people attend this in person, but is this something you would even see on television in, that local area or in the whole country? I would really be curious to know about that. This is pretty cool. I love learning about new sports, and this one is very up there on the unique factor. I've never seen anything like it. It's a lot different than pole vaulting from what I've seen in the Olympics. Look at that landing, man. It's crazy.
That one looked like it was deep sand. He threw the sand the other direction, which was polite of him. Okay, little skinny dude coming. Does he have the weight that he needs? I think you need a lot of weight to get the pole to switch over. He's going all the way to the...
I mean, you might need a little weight, but it's probably more about technique. And I feel like the best method would be to get the pole, momentum enough to get it straight up, but not fly forward. Because if you fly forward, you're not going to have time to climb it. So you want to get it to just do a gradual tipping, and then you can get up there. And then by the time you're at the top, it's starting to fall down. And you can use that increase in speed to kind of dismount way off.
Over the top. Interesting strategy.
Now, it looks like, correct me if I'm wrong here, it looks like some of these guys are already, when they have a good run here, they're like really close to the edge here. Now, you don't want to land in the crowd, right? You don't want to even land in this grass because that's going to hurt a lot more than the sand.
I think it worked well.
So what's
sand all over the crowd?
What if someone does too good?
He's going to get all the way to
happened?
the top of the pole as well. Just,
like, look at that.
And then he comes off to the side.
Okay.
I wonder if that's a better strategy than going over the top. I wonder if they have names for these. That dude stutter stepped.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to see someone fail. They do. Okay. So sometimes you fail and you fall right in the water.
Then he lost his grip.
And
just embarrassing, soaking wet.
Probably get last place.
Wet. Just, he's probably ashamed. His parents are face down.
Soaking wet. Although that might feel good if it's really hot out. I don't know. I don't know how hot it gets in the Netherlands, when we're talking about summertime. I imagine some days might get pretty hot. Here's another run. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. Very good. Damn. I don't think people realize how hard that would be to climb up on a pole that's not rigid, right? It's literally in midair. And you're climbing up, and, you got to be smooth with your movements in a sense, because if you're too sloppy with it, you don't want to lose grip and fall. But at the same time, if even if you're gripping it, if you're too crazy with it, it's going to start shifting the pole and probably messing up your run, your technique. So I feel like there's a lot kind of involved. Whoa. 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 How did he do that? Whoa. Holy crap. He did what I said earlier. At first, I thought he was going to have a really bad run where he got up and then it was going to fall back to where he started, and that's not good. You don't want to be falling on that dock like that or a platform or whatever. That ended up being phenomenal. Damn. How did he do that? He actually got it to like go the correct direction again and climbed up. That was insane. That was my favorite run. Bravo. That was wild. This is like from the 60s, I think, which is so cool to see. Oh, that was a dud. You can tell it's the 60s how everyone dressed, right? Look at even the competition uniforms here. That dude. Whoa, that guy looks like he's old. Holy smokes. I don't think he was happy with that run, but nonetheless, pretty impressive to see someone that old going at any sport. Gotta respect it. Look at this. Oh, that one turned. That's what I mean. This is a lot harder than it looks. I feel like this is so much harder than it looks. And if I tried this, it would not be pretty. It would not be good. Holy smokes. Yeah, just like that. Like, that guy was able to mount it, but he couldn't even climb up it. That guy's having a great time with the shades. Damn. Yeah, you can see the poles are a lot shorter back then, and even in the area they're landing in is seems like a lot more crowded, and it's a smaller area. So it's obviously evolved, as most sports would. This is fascinating. So yeah, Fierljeppen is a traditional sport of the Netherlands and a West Frisian people in the Dutch province of Friesland. The sport is traditionally popular in the province of Utrecht, which produced record holder Jaco de Groot and Theo van Kooten. The sport involves a long pole in a body of water, or basically simulating a canal, or is a canal. The pole is between 8 and 13 meters and has a flat, round plate at the bottom to prevent it from sinking into the muddy river or a canal bottom. A jump consists of a sprint to the pole, jumping, grabbing it, and climbing to the top of the pole while trying to control its forward and lateral movement over a body of water. That's the cool aspect of the sport. How many times do you see that kind of physics involved in a sport? You really don't in many. Finishing by landing on a sand bed opposite to the starting point. That's the key. That's where you want to land, even if you don't go the farthest. You don't want to land in the water, and you don't want to land on the platform behind you. But yeah, this is an old sport. I mean, you could argue it's been around since for centuries, right? Just in the traditional sense, literally vaulting over canals on the farm. It's pretty cool. There's some record holders, if you want to read those. I don't know if those are current. They seem like they're pretty current. And, you know, this might be getting more popularity here and there. It looks like it was on The Amazing Race, which is an American TV show where you travel around the world. I haven't watched it in probably 15 years, but I used to watch it when I was, like, in high school or maybe even before. It was pretty cool. You know, they got to travel and race around the world, essentially, and they got to do local things whenever in different places. I don't remember seeing this on there. I might not have watched that season. But yeah, apparently some Americans got to do this as part of a challenge when they were in the Dutch leg of the race or whatever. So that's pretty cool. And we'll leave with just a couple screenshots. I mean, look at that. Some cool visuals you get with the sport. Right? Like, look at that. Whoa. You know, it's one of those things where once you were good at it, like these actual competitors would be, I bet it is a thrill, right? I bet it is such a thrill. Like, think of being way up there and then dismounting into the sand. It looks like it'd be a lot of fun. It also looks like it could be not a lot of fun if you land and, you know, twist your ankle or, you know, God knows what. But it could be a lot of fun, and I think it's really cool. So I look forward to hearing your comments on this. Of course, thank you so much for awesome suggestions like this. I'm all about it, especially lately learning about some new sports. I think it's just so cool how many sports there are around the world. I mean, I have never even scratched the surface of it. But it's so cool, how many sports there are that I've just never even seen. It kind of blows my mind. It's very, very fun and educational. I appreciate you watching. I hope your day is great, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, y'all, stay safe out there, and I'll catch you later.